Hi everyone, Nello here. Thieving is a skill that I'd say most people don't like to train. The easiest methods involve a lot of clicking, and thanks to the coin pouch update, a lot of mouse movement that used to be unnecessary. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to not only make coin pouches no longer an annoyance, but make it so you might not even need to move your mouse at all. Not to mention, this is fast enough to get you to 99 thieving in a week, or maybe even less depending on your current level. So this method involves using the RD Knight. If you already know the basic premise of RD Knights, you can skip to the actual method itself. But if not, I'd highly recommend watching this entire video because there's some stuff that you're probably going to want to need to know. So the only real requirement is 55 thieving because, like I said, we're going to be pickpocketing the RD Knight. As for recommendations, there's actually quite a few of them. First of all, you should definitely get the Ardone Medium Diaries done because it gives you a 10% less chance to fail pickpocketing the Knight, which will save you a lot of food and net you a lot more XP. 10% may not seem like a lot, but it actually adds up. Secondly, dodgy necklaces have 10 charges each and give you a 25% chance to not get stunned when you fail a pickpocket. This is a huge increase to your XP, so again, highly recommend this. Third is health regeneration gear. At lower and even medium levels, these knights can slap you back to Lumbridge if you're not careful. If you own a regen bracelet, I'd highly recommend wearing it here because you'll double the speed at which your hit points regen. Keep in mind, if you're using the rogue set here, which I will discuss next, you can't use this bracelet as you'll need to be wearing rogue gloves. Anyway, if you have 99 hit points, you can also wear the hit points cape, which gives the same effect. If you wear both the cape and bracelet, the effect stacks and you'll regain HP 4 times as fast. Another option here is using the rapid heal prayer, which stacks with the bracelet but not the cape. However, I personally think it's a waste of prayer points, and you're probably better off just using food. Fourth, the rogue set can be unlocked from the Rogue's Den minigame. It takes about an hour to unlock and is not really that difficult. When wearing the full set, you'll receive double the loot from pickpocketing that you normally would. In the long run, it adds up to a huge amount of GP, so once again I'd recommend it, as you're literally going to get double the GP at the end of your 99 thieving grind than you normally would. Fifth is either a foot pedal or Windows mouse keys. This makes it so that your mouse doesn't move at all, and if you're using a foot pedal with another computer while you're thieving, you can more or less just play any other game you want on your main computer and just listen for the sounds of your inventory being full. I've used a foot pedal from around 80 thieving to 93-ish, and so far it has been really great because it honestly doesn't even feel like I'm thieving. If you're interested in the one that I use, I'll leave a link in the description below. So in this section, I'm going to show you how to actually lure the knight into the spot where we're going to be thieving him from. What you can do is skip this section and hop around to a couple worlds, and you'll probably get lucky and find a world that's already been set up. If you can't find one or you want your own private world, you can keep watching this section. If not, there is a timestamp on screen right now to skip to the next part. So, more or less, if you don't know the basic idea, there are two knights that are in this square. One has a wander radius that ends right about here. So no matter what, without, the player interfering, the knight is not going to go past this line of tiles. Let me unmark these real quick. So what we want to do is we want to trap the knight in this building so that it'll naturally wander down south and will be stuck between these two tiles. So that is what I have the dragon spear for. I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but like I said, you can hop around, find a world. Should be fairly simple. So what we want to do is we want to find which knight can actually get into this building and not wander too far, because the other knight will wander around the entire building and is more or less useless. So there's one knight right here, and I think the other knight is trapped in the bank, so we already know that this isn't the right one. I believe the one that gets trapped in the bank is not the one we want, so I'm going to test it on this one. There's a really easy way to test this. I'm going to take off the spear first, and it's to see really just how far can we get him to move. This one already has some damage done, so it looks like someone tried to do it. If I stand right here, will he go any further? Nope. So this is the correct one. So what we want to do is we want to tag him again. Make sure this door is actually open. Lure him. Alright, Town Crier's getting in the way. Perfect. We want to lure him right onto the tile that I'm standing on. So you want to get him in that spot. You want to de-spear him north. Make sure you step north. The knight will naturally move over. despear him again, move right there, and despear him one more time. Now we close this door, and the knight no longer cares about us, and it's going to want to get back into its radius as fast as it can, and just like that, the knight is now stuck between these two tiles. So as long as nobody stands on this tile, or if the knight's on the other one, on this one, and it has room to move between these two, you are good to go. No matter what, the knight is not going to despawn. So now that we actually have the knight trapped, we're going to want to go through a few settings to make sure that this method actually works. So you want to go to Options, go to the little monitor, and press Advanced Options. You want to make sure that side panels can be closed by the hotkeys. This is really important to make sure this method actually works. Close that, go to Controls, make sure your NPC attack options are set to Hidden, and you'll know because you can left-click pickpocket the knight rather than attack it. Lastly, for the RuneScape client, you're going to want to press the F1 picture, not the actual key, and make sure your inventory is set to one of your F keys, whichever one you can really get to most easily, I guess. So mine is set to F2, so you'll see if I press F2 it opens the inventory, and if I press it again it just closes it entirely. So I can open and close it really quickly if I want, you know? So if you have RuneLight, you want to go to the little side panel, and make sure you turn Inventory Viewer on. This means that you can still see your inventory even if your inventory is actually closed, so you'll know how many coin pouches you actually have. A lot of people like to put it on top of this so they know where they should be clicking, I guess, but I personally don't like it because it's hard for me to tell if the inventory is open or closed, and I found myself a lot of the time spam clicking the inventory and not realizing that I wasn't doing anything. So with all that, what you want to do is line up your camera so that if you're clicking where the coin pouches would be, underneath it is the knight. So in this scenario, it looks like we're actually okay. If the knight moves, I believe we'll no longer be clicking it. Oh, actually we're okay here. Normally what I would want to do is I would want to resize my client a little bit, so that way no matter where I'm standing, the coin pouches will always be where the knight also is. So the trick to this method is you want to pickpocket the knight as much as you can. Whenever you've had a couple coin pouches, you see I have 4 right now. Normally we'd wait till 28, but for the purpose of this guide, I'm not going to. You can press F2 without even stopping or clicking. You can open all of them, close it, and keep going. So more or less, assuming you don't have to heal, which at the medium to high levels, especially with the high healing gear I discussed earlier, you don't really have to move your mouse at all. Just to maybe swap a dodgy necklace or maybe drink a sip of brew if you're using that, or eat some food. So if you have foot pedals, you can pretty much do anything else on your computer as long as you have 2 computers. And it doesn't even feel like you're thieving. So another method that I figured I should mention but don't really recommend is, I guess I should do like an epilepsy warning real quick, but people like to hold the F2 key, or not the F2 key, but whatever closes and opens their inventory, and just spam click. But I don't really recommend it because you actually do end up missing a decent amount of pickpockets. Not to mention if you're trying to do something on the side, this is extremely distracting. I'll show you a little example of what I do in real life. Okay, so this is basically what my setup is like. I have one computer over here for thieving, one over here I can just keep doing normal stuff like playing an Iron Man, and I have one foot pedal down here. So what this foot pedal will do is every time I tap it, it just left clicks. So you'll see I'm not using the trackpad or anything. I'm left clicking it, and every time I press it down, it clicks. So what you could do, and what I used to do, is I used to have one foot pedal here, and then I used to have one over here or over here, and I would just have that be my F2 key. So instead of having to reach over, open it, and click it, then I could just do that. But I found that to be a little weird, having both of your feet in the air tapping different foot pedals, so I just use one, and as you can see, I will just tap the foot pedal. Every once in a while, you know, I'll look away. I have speakers on this computer, so it'll make that noise when your inventory's full. I'll just, whenever I hear it, I'll just move my hand over, press F2 real quick without even stopping clicking, just press it again and you're good to go. So other than having to click, this method is more or less completely AFK as long as you're, you know, at your computer. So if you're working on your main computer, you can just be doing whatever you want while foot pedaling. Or let's say you're watching a show and you only have one computer, you can just be still foot pedaling on that. You just can't really do anything else on your computer. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully this guide helped you a lot, and see you with all of your 99 thieving capes very soon.